Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making crispy, delicious smashed potatoes. So let's get started. First off, grab a big pot. We're adding about 1 teaspoon of salt in. You can add a little bit more if you want. And to that pot, we're adding 1.5 pounds of baby yellow potatoes. If you see any green potatoes, set those aside, please. You don't want to eat those. Now we just want to cover these up with 1 inch of water. Just 1 inch more will do. Okay, and now we're gonna place these over medium-high heat and bring them to a boil. And cook them until they're just fork tender. It should be 15 minutes or less. And while they're heating up, preheat your oven to 425. If you haven't had smashed potatoes before, oh my goodness, they are so good because they're crispy on the outside, they're nice and soft in the very middle, and they go with everything. You can also dress them up with tons of fresh herbs. And in fact, today I'm gonna use some dill, but I have some rosemary growing in the garden, and I thought we should clip some and add that in there because it's delicious. So let's go. Look at all this rosemary, it's so happy. Nice and fresh, it smells amazing. Now we're gonna give those potatoes a little chop. This is rosemary, not a potato. Now we're gonna give our rosemary a bit of a chop. Our potatoes are on their way, but they're not fork tender yet. You can really add any herb that you love at the next step. I think potatoes and rosemary with garlic, salt, and pepper is a chef's kiss moment, but it's your dish. You add what you want. So fresh, I love it. Okay, set that aside and grab a baking sheet. Now you can either brush with 1 tablespoon of olive oil or mist. I have this mister because I do a lot of air frying. Let me know if you want an air fryer recipe and what it should be. And air fryers only work with a micro mister. So I'm gonna micro mist 1 tablespoon of olive oil all over my baking pan. Perfect. Whenever a recipe is like, drizzle 1 teaspoon of olive oil over like something, you're like, what are you talking about? Like it all falls out in one plop. So you really need like a mister like this. I'll try to remember to put this in the carousel if you want to buy one. All right, let's check on those potatoes. They should be just fork tender by now. There we go, just fork tender. Let's take this off heat. It smells like potatoes. Okay, let these drain into a colander. Oof. Those guys are as hot as boiling water, so let them cool down just a bit, nice and steamy, and take a phone call while they cool. Hello? All right, my potatoes cooled just a bit. I'm gonna dump them out onto my oiled baking sheets. And now, grab a glass or a measuring cup, and you're gonna do the most fun part, which is to smash them to a 1/4 inch thickness. Basically, you're increasing the surface area, giving them a good smash, and giving more nooks and crannies to get nice and crispy in the oven. Just give them some room so they're not touching each other. That's all you want. In case you're wondering, we're using those baby yellow potatoes because they are the creamiest thing that ever existed. I know russet potatoes have their uses, but these guys are so good for so many things. And the goal was to get these to fork tender so they kind of hold together still. If they're too tender, they'll just mash apart. Smash, smash, smash. If you run out of room, you can do this on 2 baking sheets. That's totally fine. Starch is sticky, so if stuff starts sticking to your glass or measuring cup, wipe it off. You can give it a little spritz of olive oil too if you want. The wipe is actually the best way to do it. Smash. It's also so satisfying to do, and if you have little kids in the kitchen and they want something to help with, this is like a perfect activity, and it'll really get them invested in trying the food when they help to make it. It's my parent tip to you. You didn't think we weren't gonna season these, did you? So we're gonna add some cracked ground pepper. It's all over the top. It's really to taste, but if you wanna follow my recipe, it's 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon of salt sprinkled over as well. Also 1 teaspoon of garlic powder sprinkled over. There. Gonna add my optional bit of rosemary as well. Just a light sprinkle. I like to add a little bit more right after they're out of the oven because then the oils and the rosemary get warmed up and the rosemary itself doesn't burn. So just a light sprinkle right now. Speaking of light sprinkles, 1 more tablespoon of olive oil, either artfully drizzle it over or spray it on. These guys go into the oven 425 for about 45 minutes or until they are golden and crispy. Then we'll finish them off with a couple extra things. fresh out of the oven. I'm just gonna chop some dill, sprinkle that on top. Oh my gosh, dill, potatoes, maybe a little sour cream. That's just delicious. It's easy, crunchy, amazing, and it goes with everything. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe, and if you like this video, check out my side dish playlist.